Welcome to Tue Minh Discover commentary. When we mention protein, we think of football, coffee, and the Amazon rainforest, with its countless struggles for survival in one of the world's largest ecosystems. But Brazil's terrifying nature isn't limited to the Amazon. About 32 kilometers off the coast of Sao Paulo, there's an island even more terrifying than the Amazon. In today's video, let's explore the world's most terrifying venomous island, Brazil's Snake Island. This island houses nearly 400,000 snakes. To reiterate, that's about 400,000 of the world's most venomous snakes. In Brazil, it's both a source of fear and a spark for the curiosity of adventurous tourists. This island has a rather long and not so easy to pronounce name, Ilha da Queimada Grande. From here on, I'll refer to it as Snake Island. This island is 45 hectares wide and lies isolated in the South Atlantic. From afar, it looks very peaceful. With this serenity, it should be one of Brazil's top tourist destinations if it weren't for the 400,000 highly venomous snakes. Previously, this island was called Burnt Island because fishermen tried to claim the coast by burning the forest and driving the wildlife into the deeper parts of the jungle. But with the presence of countless venomous snakes, it became better known by another name, Snake Island. Additionally, this island is called by another name, equally haunting, Death Island. According to researchers' estimates, for every square meter on Snake Island, one can find up to 5 snakes. However, a biologist who has visited Snake Island many times believes this density is exaggerated. 1 snake per square meter is probably more reasonable. But even 1 snake per square meter is extremely terrifying. With a venomous snake every square meter, one is never more than 3 steps away from death. This island is famous as the only home of the golden lancehead viper, a snake dubbed one of the most venomous in the world. Although the golden lancehead viper is endangered elsewhere in the world, this island is considered their paradise. Here, they can freely reproduce, and probably no one dares to disturb them. Things that are beautiful are often dangerous. This snake, when mature, can be over 1 meter long, and its venom is 5 times stronger than that of snakes in other mainland areas. This is because they only eat birds instead of mammals. The venom of this snake is hemotoxic and neurotoxic. The bite will cause swelling and pain. Muscle and skin tissue will melt. This is accompanied by symptoms of vomiting, intestinal bleeding, and kidney failure. In short, it can kill almost any prey. This is accompanied by symptoms of vomiting, intestinal bleeding, and kidney failure. In short, it can kill almost any prey. Besides its high value in research and anti-venom formulas, it can also be used to develop anticoagulant drugs. Currently, habitat degradation, illegal animal trade, and disease have significantly reduced the number of these venomous snakes in many parts of the world, except for Brazil's Snake Island. Besides the golden lancehead viper, Snake Island is also home to many other snakes, all classified as highly venomous. To explain this terrifying abundance, one assumption is that about 11,000 years ago, snakes were trapped on this island when rising sea levels submerged the area connecting the island to the mainland. The isolation of this island and the presence of snakes make it one of the most horrifying places in Brazil, a place like something out of a horror movie, and is considered one of the world's scariest graveyards. Brazilians often tell tourists 2 stories about people who died from snake bites on the island. The main character in the first story is a fisherman. During a sea voyage, he stopped at the island to pick fruit, and a snake bit him. The fisherman rushed back to his boat. His relatives, finding him missing for a while, discovered him dead on his boat a few days later, floating in a pool of blood. The second story is about the lighthouse keeper and his family. The only thing on the island is a lighthouse, and hardly anyone lives there. It was in the early years of the 20th century, and one night, snakes attacked the lighthouse keeper and his family. Since then, no one has dared to approach this island. According to Business Insider, there's a legendary story passed down throughout Brazil about the origin of the snakes. Specifically, many local fishermen believe that the presence of many venomous snakes on this dangerous island is due to pirates. For the purpose of protecting the treasures buried on the island, the pirates of old released many venomous snakes here. However, this remains a big question, because when the owners of the treasure returned, they would also have to face the very nightmares they created, venomous snakes. Although snakes dominate the island, one of the biggest challenges for the snakes on this island is that they don't have many prey on the ground. Local birds are well aware of the danger of predators on the island, so they usually avoid this place or are highly vigilant. Only migratory birds that stop on the island to rest after a long flight are easy targets for the snakes. To find food, snakes will often climb trees or stay on high rocks to attack their prey. Researchers suggest that the difficulty in finding prey led to the snake's venom evolving to be extremely potent, enough to kill any prey instantly. It is this venom that has left the island virtually devoid of any other creatures, except for those that stray and wander in. Over time, the golden lancehead vipers on the island have become increasingly powerful, and their venom has become more and more terrifying. However, humans still seek to set foot on Snake Island, as the more curious something is, the more people want to explore it. So who is allowed to visit the island? Due to the level of danger and the presence of thousands of venomous snakes, the Brazilian government has issued an order prohibiting citizens and tourists from setting foot on the island. Therefore, currently, only the Navy of this country, along with experts researching the golden lancehead viper in detail and studying the unique, pristine ecosystem on this dangerous island, or filmmakers and those designated to maintain the lighthouse are allowed to come here. However, even with approval, they are still advised to have a doctor accompany the group to promptly handle dangerous situations. Another recommendation is that they should wear full protective gear. With all these warnings, this is a destination where the bad far outweighs the good. And at the end of today's video, also related to snakes, we'll explore why the symbol of medicine and pharmacy is a snake. For Vietnamese people, snakes are considered extremely frightening creatures. In folklore, people often use this animal as a metaphor for bad things. For example, a Buddha's mouth but a snake's heart, or a snake's mouth but a Buddha's heart. In the symbols of both medicine and pharmacy, the image of a snake appears. The symbol of medicine is a snake wrapped around a staff, while the symbol of pharmacy is a snake releasing its venom into a cup. Both symbols have existed for a very long time, and have caused controversy for a long time. So why did the ancients choose the snake as a symbol of medicine and not another animal? According to a Greek legend, Apollo's son, Asclepius, is considered the ancestor of medicine. There's a story about him related to snakes as follows. One day, while he was on his way to visit a friend, he suddenly encountered a snake. He extended his staff, and very quickly the snake wrapped himself around it. However, the god struck and killed the snake. Immediately after, he saw another snake approach, carrying a type of grass in his mouth to revive the dead snake. After witnessing this event, he searched for the herb to heal people. To honor this god, people erected a statue of him, holding a staff with a snake wrapped around it to commemorate him. His wife raised sacred snakes in her home for healing purposes. Later, she became a goddess, symbolizing the preservation of human health. The symbol of pharmacy is a snake releasing venom into a cup, a metaphor for the divine medicine that saved the god's family. Regardless of the origin story of the symbols of medicine or pharmacy, the image of the snake is still considered a symbol closely related to human health. This animal represents skill, health, and rebirth, like a snake shedding its skin. Each time a snake sheds its skin, it gains a new life. And that is the story of a terrifying snake island in Brazil, along with explanations of how snakes are related to the symbols of medicine and pharmacy. Thank you for your interest in this story. If you found it interesting, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. Don't forget that stories about culture and geography will be on the Tue Minh Discover channel, while stories about history and people will be on the Tue Minh History YouTube channel. Goodbye.